Sense, connecting sight, sound and life. Seated dance with sense arts by interaction.
Hi, my name's Becca and welcome to this seated inclusive dance session. At this time, Sense are really committed to ensuring that as many people as possible can continue to lead active and creative lives. So this session is going to be BSL interpreted, and there's also going to be captioning, and I'll be auto-describing everything that I do. So I'm here in my flat at the moment. I've cleared most of the furniture out of the way, but it is a seated class today, so you don't need too much space around you, just as long as you're not going to knock anything if you kind of stretch your arms out to the side and in front and behind you. So long as you've got about that much space of your arms distance, that should be fine. I'm wearing sports clothes. I'm wearing a bright orange vest top and black leggings. I suggest you wear something that you feel comfortable moving in as well. Probably a good idea to have a bit of water nearby. And also just to mention, I'm actually 7 months pregnant at the moment, so I've got a big baby bump in the front of me here as well. So that means that I'm going to be doing things in the way that feels comfortable for me for this session, and I really suggest that you do the same thing. Feel free to adapt any movements so that they feel best for your body. Okay, let's move on to the warm-up. So to get ourselves prepared for dancing today, we're just going to do a mobilisation. So we're going to move all of the joints individually, and you can imagine that there's kind of a lovely oil or honey or maple syrup or something that's pouring through all of those different parts of your body that we're going to focus on. And that can allow you to have a really smooth and quite a sort of indulgent, slow feeling as we're moving through each body part today. And I'll also give you the image of, imagine that you're drawing a circle with a pencil, but you're going to imagine placing that pencil on different parts of your body. So you can draw a circle with the tip of your nose by taking your ear over to one side towards the shoulder, and then taking the head back as the face goes up to the ceiling, and then ear to shoulder on the other side now, and then chin towards your chest. And if you do that one more time, you can sort of imagine that you're drawing a circle with a pencil on your nose as you do that. And we're going to take that through our heads, our shoulders, a little bit into our elbows, our wrists, and then into our legs and feet as well. Okay, I'll put on some music and I'll describe what I'm doing it as we go through. So sitting nice and long in your chair, imagining your head floating up towards the ceiling, perhaps sitting quite far forwards in your chair, with your feet into your foot supports or nicely grounded into the floor. And we're going to begin by taking our ear towards our shoulder, stretching our neck, and then face to the ceiling, and then ear towards the shoulder on the other side, and then chin to chest. Let's take another circle like that. Ear to shoulder, face to ceiling, ear to shoulder, and chin to chest. And let's now go back the other way. Ear to shoulder, face to ceiling, ear to shoulder, chin to chest. Relieving any tension, releasing any holding. Try and create space in the back of your neck as you take your head up to the ceiling and down, chin to the chest. And then we're going to begin using our shoulders, so shrugging our shoulders up towards our ears, circle our shoulder blades back and down, drawing our shoulder blades together at the back, and then relaxing our shoulders down. Taking our shoulders forwards, both shoulders together, shoulders up towards your ears, and then drawing the shoulder blades together at the back, opening the chest, and then relaxing down. Let's place our hands on our shoulders, and we're going to repeat that as if we're drawing a big circle with the tips of our elbows. So I'm taking my elbows forwards first of all, opening them out to the side, taking that circle right back behind me, and then bringing the elbows down to my rib cage. Let's do one more like that. Forward, circle round, and down to your rib cage. Lovely. Then we're going to stretch our fingertips away. They're resting on our shoulders at the moment. We're going to stretch our fingertips forwards as if we're offering someone a gift, and then bring our fingertips back to our shoulders. So we're stretching our arms and hands forward. Let's do another couple of those. As if you're giving someone a gift in front of you, stretching your elbows. Lovely. Okay, now keep your arms out the next time they're out. And we're going to begin just circling our wrists. So imagine oiling that wrist joint as if you've got pencils on the end of your fingers and you're drawing circles with the pencils on the end of your fingers, or almost like you're turning the hot and cold tap on at the same time. And then whichever way you've been going, circle back the other way. Lovely, good stuff. Resting your hands now, and we're just going to extend one leg at a time as if you're kicking a football, very, very slowly. Stretching one leg forwards, lifting the leg up off the floor, lifting the foot up off the floor at a time. And then holding one foot out and imagining you can make circles with those toes. Drawing circles with those toes as if there's a pencil on the end of the toes, loosening up the ankle joint. See if you can keep that leg stretched out. Good. And then on the other side, drawing circles with the toes around. Lovely. Good stuff. Okay, so that's got us moving a little bit. Okay, we're going to take things up a notch now, moving a little bit faster. So I'm going to talk you through a few different movements and then we'll try them with music. So the first one is very simply like marching on the spot. So picking up our knees, stamping our feet and swinging our arms with our elbows bent, brushing just past our rib cage. I've got my hands in a fist. Okay, so that's marching. The second one is heel taps. So I'm going to extend one leg out in front of me or slightly to the side and dig my heel into the floor with my toes turned up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to bring that leg back in and change over to the side, heel into the floor, toes into the ceiling, and up to the ceiling, sorry. And I might hold on to my chair as I do that. I'm holding on to the seat of my chair, or you could hold on to the arms of your chair if that's a bit more comfortable. So 1 is marches, 2 is heel taps. 3 I'm going to call football scarf or footy scarf. So taking your arms up over your head, you can imagine that you've got a football scarf that you're stretching between your two hands. And then if you take your scarf over to your right arm is going to be straight, and that means that your left arm will bend at the elbow, so your fist is about over the top of your head with a bit of a gap between your head and your fist. And then you can take that over to the other side so that the left arm is straight and the right arm is bent over your head. So football scarf, footy scarf, goes side to side, taking the scarf over to the right, then over to the left. The imaginary scarf, we don't really have a scarf. Okay, so marches, heels, footy scarf. Right, the next one on our list is points. Okay, so we're going to point our index finger out in different directions, and we can point down to the floor, we can point out to the side, we can do one arm at a time, we can do both arms together, we can stretch up to the ceiling, our arms can go in the same direction as each other, or they can go in different directions. And we can also get our legs involved in that, so we could point one arm and one leg out to the side, reaching through our legs and feet as well, or even kicking our legs and feet. Okay, so that's points. So we've got marches, heel taps, are you with me? Am I with me? Football scarf and points. Okay, our next one is going to be in and out. Okay, so for this one, we're going to cross our forearms in front of our body. So our top one forearm is resting on the other. Okay, so crossing over. So we're making like an X shape with our arms, and then we can open our arms out, a bit similar to the points. Our arms can open out in any direction, so crossing the forearms over each other in front of the body, and then our arms can open out to the sides. One arm might go up, one arm might go down, and I'm kind of making like a clicking action with my fingers. If you can't click, then you can just imagine like you're holding car keys, holding your house keys, and that'll kind of make the same shape with your hands. So crossing your forearms and then opening out. In and out, we're calling this one. And if you're feeling really fancy, you can turn your knees in, knock your knees in towards each other by pivoting on your toes and turning your heels out to the sides and your toes going in towards each other as you do your forearms crossing. And then when you open out, you can open your knees out to the diagonals. The heels come in towards each other and the toes point out to the diagonals as well. So the whole body basically closes in and then opens out. I'll give you a quick recap. You've got marches, you've got heel taps, you've got footy scarves, you've got points, and you've got in and out. Okay, so our next one now is poses. Okay, this is quite a short one in the sequence, but you can think kind of head and shoulders as if you were having a photo shoot for a magazine. You can do anything that you like, yeah, but just strike a couple of poses, maybe dropping your chin down and looking down into the shoulder, or maybe lifting the chin up and looking off into the distance and pushing one shoulder forwards. Poses, I'm sure you can manage something for that one. Okay, so the next one, nice and simple, is just going to be claps. Claps. So we're just going to clap along with the beat a little bit. And then the next one is going to be wave. Okay, so for this one, you're going to take one arm over your head as if you're waving at someone really far away. And then you're going to take the other arm over your head, wave. So I've got my palm facing out to the front. I swoop my arm like I'm drawing a big semicircle away from myself out to the side, and then let my elbow bend as my arm comes over the head. And then I do that on the other arm, wave. And with that one as well, you can add in a stretch of the leg out to the side as you take that arm over the head. Same arm as leg, wave and stretch out to the side. And then the very last thing is going to be freestyle, okay? And you can just do anything you like until the end of the music. Fantastic, so you could use some of the moves that we've already done, or you could use your own movements. It's completely up to you. Okay, I'm going to pop on the music and let's see if we can do that together. So we begin with marches. Swinging our arms and stamping our feet. And then the next one is heel taps, stretching the leg forwards and digging the heel into the floor and the toes up to the ceiling. You can hold onto your seat if that helps you. Lovely, good. Now we're going to go into footy scarf. So waving one way and then the other. And one way and the other. You can go a bit faster, over to one side and then the other, stretching and bending your arms. Lovely. Now we're going to go into points. Points and points. You can point in any direction, and you can use your legs and feet as well. Pointing your index fingers out. Good. Now we're going to go into in and out. So crossing the arms in front and then opening out. Crossing the arms in front and opening out. Again, you can go at any speed. Forwards and out. Cross and open. In and out. In. Now ready for those poses? Pose. And another pose. Pose. Good, okay. Into your claps. Just clapping your hands. You can clap them high, or you can clap them low. And now we get ready for our wave, one arm at a time. Wave, wave, like you're drawing a semicircle out to the side. And you can get your legs involved in that as well. Lovely, arm going over your head like you're waving to someone really far away. And then you can just freestyle. So you can do any of those moves that we've already done. And finish. Lovely, well done. Thank you very much, hope you enjoyed that. We'll just go into a little cool down all together now. A few stretches for the spine and for the rest of the body. So to begin with, again, kind of carrying on this idea of opening and closing that we were just doing, that in and out feeling that we were doing in the dance sequence. You can imagine you've got a light on the front of your chest like a car headlamp, a big, strong light. And as you breathe in, you're going to shine that light up to the ceiling. Arching your back and taking your head up to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, you're going to soften your spine, rounding your back like a walking stick, and take your focus down to the floor. So breathe in, look up at the ceiling. Breathe out, look down at the floor, curving your back. And again, breathing in and breathing out. Lovely, good. Then I'm going to place one hand on my knee, and then if you place your left hand on your knee, and if you take your right hand behind you to hold onto the chair behind you, and then just gently twist your spine, looking over at that right side. Breathing in, lengthen your spine. Breathe out, looking over that right shoulder. And then swapping over, so placing the right hand on your thigh now, on your knee, and taking the left hand to the chair behind you, or to the arm of the chair. And breathing in to lengthen your spine, breathe out and look over your left shoulder. And again, breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out, look over your left shoulder, twisting. Lovely, good. And then coming back to the center. And then we're just going to if you take your right arm up towards the ceiling, and then just having a gentle stretch over to one side. And then taking the left arm up and gently stretching over to the other side. Good stuff. And then just give everything a little shake out. Give your legs and feet a little wiggle. Give your arms a little wiggle. Give your shoulders a little roll. And that's enough for today. Good stuff, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this dance session and look forward to joining you for another one at some time in the future. All the best.
Sense, connecting sight, sound and life. No one left out of life, no matter what.